Electroconvulsive therapy, formerly known as shock treatment, devised by two psychiatrists after observing that pigs shocked with electricity were easier to slaughter. Using a device that has managed to avoid scrutiny by the FDA for one reason. For only a few cents worth of electricity, ECT machines deliver a devastating jolt to the brain that earns the psychiatric industry $1.2 billion year after year. In spite of being exposed in popular media and the public outrage it earned, with the help of a new name and a worn-out advertising slogan, new and improved, electroconvulsive therapy remains today a broadly used, highly dangerous, and very lucrative form of treatment for individuals suffering from emotional hardship. While its manufacturers continue to avoid FDA testing to determine whether or not it is a hazard to public health, the billions in profits keep rolling in. Today, psychiatrists give ECT to 1 million people worldwide every year.
The main misconception that people have about ECT is that it's new and improved. The new and improved refers strictly to these cosmetic improvements because, in fact, they make it easier on the witnesses. The person isn't shaking all over the table. They're paralyzed now. It isn't new, it isn't improved, it is worse.
I had nothing in my brain. I didn't know where I was.
I don't remember my husband. I don't remember my mother. I don't remember my sister.
Your mind has been raped. It's no different than if I was bodily raped. I was raped.
I had attempted suicide because I was so depressed because I just wasn't what I used to be.
It wiped out my life.
It's a torture.
And in many countries, torture is exactly its purpose.
On the one hand, we use electroshock purportedly to cure people, and on the other hand, they use electroshock to torture prisoners.
But while stories of prisoners tortured with electroshock are well publicized, the amount of electrical power psychiatrists dole out for treatment is up to 33 times greater.
ECT is basically you just bombard the brain with this horrendous amount of electricity, which causes a seizure.
There is no science whatsoever that a single human being has ever been cured using electroconvulsive therapy, creating a grand mal seizure, in effect, causing massive brain trauma.
I've never seen anybody long-term who's had electroshock treatment who hadn't suffered a lot of problems psychologically, mentally, memory-wise.
Under oath, even ECT's main proponent admitted to its severe dangers.
Altered cognition is the most common side effect of ECT. That memory loss occurs, it's universal, and in some individuals it can be profound.
Incredibly, the electroshock machines that deliver this much raw power have still never been tested or approved by the United States government. It wasn't until 2011, after years of protests by electroshock survivors and their families, that a U.S. law forced the Food and Drug Administration into finally ordering hearings into the safety of shock machines.
I would like to call this meeting of the Neurological Devices Panel to order.
There, psychiatrist after psychiatrist with conflicts of interest within the industry, such as Richard Weiner, Charles Kellner, and Sarah Lisenby, ignored the overwhelming evidence of damage and attempted to present ECT as somehow safe and effective.
ECT is the most effective and rapidly.
But psychiatric survivors told the panel otherwise.
The ECT was a violent and damaging assault on my brain and my very soul. It made me emotionally worse, not better.
My life is faded, with lots of blank holes, which represent the memories that were destroyed through the administration of electroshock.
I don't remember my wedding day. I don't remember my husband putting a ring on my finger.
I argued with a psychiatrist and he dumped me in the locked ward and shocked me 5 times. I became violent. I tore my nails off, dragging them at the door. And he said after 5 times, he said, sometimes they don't help.
Actually, psychiatrists kill people with electroshock. 100,000 dead and countless others so brain damaged they have no hope of ever recovering a normal life.
We're doing things to the brain in psychiatry that have got to be more toxic and more damaging than concussions. There's no possibility that we're not. And we don't study it, we don't really understand it, we just barge ahead.
It's damaging. It ruins memory. It changes personality. It increases suicide rates. It doesn't save anyone's life. It destroys lives.
Though the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has never deemed the ECT machine safe and effective, psychiatrists and the makers of these machines are once again trying to avoid testing them. They're trying to reclassify them into the same safe and effective category as wheelchairs, without any testing and in spite of all the evidence and testimony you've just seen. We need to send a message that we will not stand for this. Make a public comment to the FDA now to put a stop to this abusive practice.